So this is an interesting problem that we have. Instead of constructing an angle bisector, we have to find the equation of one. And as it turns out, trigonometry is quite helpful about that. So suppose we have a line y equals 45 over 28x. But 45 is a little bit less than 56. So this number is between 1 and 2. Something like this. And the positive part of the x-axis is this. And there are two angles formed here, this, and we're asked to find the smaller one. So basically, the angle formed between this line and the positive part of the x-axis. Well, if we had to find the angle, remember, we recognize that the slope, rise over run, is also the tangent of this angle. So tangent alpha is 45 over 28. Or rather, shall we say tangent of 2 alpha? Because what we need is the equation of a line that passes through the origin. That means all we need is a slope. And if we call this alpha and alpha, because this line is supposed to be an angle bisector, then I guess tangent 2 alpha would be 45 over 28. And so the double angle formula for tangent is different from, say, the double angle formula for sine. The double angle formula for sine involves sine alpha and cosine alpha. So it's hard to solve for one thing. But this one has only two characters in it, right? Tangent of 2 alpha equals to 2 tangent alpha divided by 1 minus the square of tangent alpha. And that means that, you know, that's what equations do. There are two things connected here. Now one is expressed, but we can solve this equation to express the other thing. And so if we think of this as, because tangent alpha is a lot of writing, let's call it m for our mystery number. And tangent 2 alpha is 45 over 28. We can rewrite this equation as such, and now m is the only unknown, right? 2m divided by 1 minus m squared. That is the only unknown in it, and so we can solve for it. And it's worst case scenario, it's going to be quadratic, and it is quadratic. So 45 minus 45 m squared equals to 56m. It's quadratic, so we're going to say 0 equals 45 m squared plus 56m minus 45. And nobody here is a prime, but they don't share. This is 9 times 5. This is 7 times 8. So if it's too intimidating, we can just use the quadratic formula. Let's do that. And so applying that, we get negative 56 plus minus square root of 56 squared minus 4 times 45 times negative 45 divided by 90 twice 45. So what do we have? What we have is negative 56 plus minus. So we have 56 squared plus 4 times 45 squared. You see the minus times minus. 4 times 45 squared, which should be 90 squared. So it's 8100. Divided by 90. We take the square root. Oh, that's always encouraging. So we get negative 56 plus minus 106 divided by 90. And that's a little bit worrisome because the tangent could be positive or negative. It could be less than 1 or bigger than 1 or 1. So it looks like we have two answers, but geometry tells us there should be a unique answer here. Well, let's see, what do we have? So when we add 106 minus 56 is 50, divided by 90 is 5/9. And when we subtract, we get negative 162 divided by 90. And 162 is divisible by 9. So that minus 162 divided by 9 is 18. So that's negative 18 over 10. That's negative 9. So we have two answers, 5/9 and negative 9/5. Pictures are helpful. In this case, we can say, well, tangent could be anything, but this line has a positive tangent. So negative 9/5 is ruled out. So that means that 5/9 is the slope of this line. And then that's it. Y equals 5/9x is the equation that we were looking for. So we're going to say y equals 5/9x. And we got it right. Excellent. Now, before we go, I would like to point out something here. That other solution isn't so silly either, because there are two angles here, right? The smaller one is this, and the angle bisector has a slope of 5/9. But this bigger one here has a steeper negative slope. So if you look at this other bisector, let's say this is beta and beta. And so if 2 alpha plus 2 beta equals to 180, then alpha plus beta equals to 90. So that means that this angle here is 90 degrees from one angle bisector to the other. So the angle bisectors of an angle and right next to it, its supplement, they are perpendicular to each other. And that's what we see here, right? These two solutions, one is negative reciprocal of the other. In slope language, these two lines are perpendicular. So this is not quite a meaningless other second solution. Thank you for watching.